Well, very good morning, guys. So last day we just been completed login operation, logout. We completed login operation, register operation, and also you remember I just placed some links on the top. I just added some links for you on the top, what links here? One is a login link, register link, login link. And apart from that register and the login links, two more things we have just been done there. If the user is login, username and logout, right? Username and the logout are the other links what I just shown there. Yeah. So let's run once. Yeah. This layouting we have just been completed. And also here, customers link also we place it there. So when we click on the customers link, automatically it is just going to open you the customer window there. Now, we completed the coding for login. We completed the coding for register. Yeah, what is the user I registered? Bangarraju.madhura Raju at rate 1024, I remember. So if you log in now, here comes my username. Yes, and the logout option. When you click on the logout, where it takes you account controller logout. So client error page is coming. Yeah, page not found. Right now, we did not create it still. Right now, we did not define it still. Because you did not define it still, it is showing you like the page not found error. We need to define this. We need to define this particular method. Okay, so let's write the logout method. So for logout, remember what is the controller we have just used? For logout link is already there. And if you talk about the link, yeah, account controller, logout is a method what we are planning to do. Okay, simple code here, nothing great thing here. Simply go to account controller. So these two are for register, these two are for login. For logout, we don't require two methods. Why? It's not launching any view. It's not launching any view. Just call an action method. That's all. When you say logout, it has to just to simply bring you out now. That's all. Okay. So how do you write public async task I action result logout? See the spelling correctly first. Yeah, logout. Okay. And no parameters required for a logout. Logout doesn't supply anything. Just click on the logout. The code has to execute. That's all. Very simple code here. What? Sign in manager dot sign out async. Just like sign in async, we have sign out async. Call the method. Okay. But just don't forget, because we used async, it is compulsory. We require to use await also. Await. Next, return. Redirect to action. Simply I'm bringing you to the login page. Simply I'm bringing you to login page. So when you click on the logout, where it will take you? It will simply log out and bring you to the login page again. Okay. So just watch all of you. login. So just let login. Login. Click on logout. When you click on logout, see here, automatically changed up here. It got to the login page. Okay, so this is what we have just done. Fine. Now, when we click on the customers, guys, when you click on the customers, what is happening? It is opening the customer view. When you click on add customer, it is giving me an option to add a customer. When I click on view, it is giving an option to view the customer. Okay. In that, we have written the code for throwing an exception on the day when you are testing exceptions. I forgot to remove that. Let's remove that line of code. Because tomorrow, really, if an exception comes, how to handle to understand, we have just written that statement. Okay. So right now, if you deal with the customer, everything is happening for you without any restriction. Then when everything is happening without any restriction, then what is the point of adding a login and register? You see, you open the IRCTC website. In the IRCTC website, you can see when you open the website carefully, when you open the website, you can just go for without logging into the website. Without logging into the website, you can see the pages. You can see the train availability status and all. But if at all you want to book a ticket, you need to log in. Right? If at all you want to view your transaction history, you're required to log in. Anything you're required to perform something going to be sensitive, login is compulsory. So here also, by default, if you watch, there is no login here. There is no login, and without any login, the customer is able to do all the things. So here, when I click on the customer page is opening. Data showing, just like IRCTC website, data is showing. If you click on the view, it is also showing you how many seats are available. Something like this is also showing you. But if I want to add a customer, I need to log in. If I want to edit, I need to log in. If I want to delete, I need to log in. So to do all these actions, login is compulsory for me now. Are you clearer or not? So what to do? If that is the case, now comes your authorization. Now comes your authorization. Authorization. You already know this. This refers to the process that determines what a user can do. For example, in a library management application, an administrative user can create a document library, add documents, edit documents, and delete them. A non-administrative user working with the library is only authorized to read the document. So for example, I'm taking you the library management application. The administrator can go for adding a document library. He can edit it, he can delete, he can do anything. You log in, then you can do. Non-administrative user working with the library is only authorized to read the documents. Authorization is independent from authentication. Already said you, every authenticated user is not authorized. Authorization is different, authentication is different. However, authorization requires an authentication. But if you want to be authorized, first you should be authenticated. Authentication is the process of ascertaining who a user is. Now let's implement authorization in our application so that only logged in users can perform edit, insert, and delete operations on customer. Whereas all other users can view the customer data. All other users can view the customer data. Okay. To implement this, we have two options. What are the two options? One is authorize attribute. You already know that. You already know about the particular authorized attribute. You can just do the authorization for the appropriate thing. We can just use the authorized attribute right now. Okay. How to implement the authorized attribute? Simply come here. Go to customer controller. I don't want any restrictions for display customers. I don't want any restrictions for display customer also. But I want restriction for add a customer. So on the top of it, let us write authorize. Authorize, add customer, authorize, edit customer, authorize, and also delete customer, authorize. To do all these things, I was just trying to do authorization for all these now. Is my point clear? Okay, now let me restart the application. Display will work, display customers will work, display customer also will work. Both these two things work. But if you try to go for edit or delete or something, what it will happen, it will ask you to log in. It will ask you to log in. See, I click on customers. No restriction. It opens you customers. I click on view. Open. But see, I click on add. Are you clear now? Add is asking you to log in. Edit. Delete. Even though I click on OK, it'll tell you log in first. Otherwise, you cannot do this. Understood the point, all of you? It's asking you to perform a login right now. Okay. So fine, well and good. Now, when I click on add new customer, so first I should perform a login. I should perform a login. When I perform a login, yeah, login is done. Now you can go to add new customer. It's working. Is that clear? Okay. So fine. So how to adopt this authorization? To implement this, we have two options. Option one, authorized attribute. We already know about this authorized attribute. And how to use the authorized attribute, we just already learned in our earlier classes. A second way you can do this particular thing is without using authorized attribute for 3 times. You can use authorized attribute on the top of the class, and you can use allow anonymous and display customer to display customer. We learned already about this in MVC 5 already. Use authorize on the top, and here say allow anonymous, allow anonymous. But what did they say on the top of the class? Don't use allow anonymous. I just already warned you. Even though you use allow anonymous and authorize on the methods, it won't work. Reverse will work. Authorize on the class, allow anonymous on the method. That will work. Okay, we already talked on this particular thing earlier. Yeah, vice versa is not possible. Fine. So this is one way how you can just do it. Okay. Second option. What is the second option? The second option is if you want to apply authorization of all the controllers in the project. Tomorrow 10 controllers are there. All the 10 controllers I want to go for performing a authorization. Then without applying it on each and every controller, we can do that in startup.cs file. We can do it in the startup.cs file for ASP.NET 5.0 and program.cs file for ASP.NET Core 6.0. And to do that, first import the two namespaces, Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.authorization and Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.MVCs.authorization. And rewrite the statement services.add controller with views. Remember that statement? Services.add controller with views. We remember that method or not? So that particular thing I require to make my change now. Okay. So right now we applied what class level. We applied class level. No, I want to apply application level. If you want to apply application level, what you do, just first watch it. I'm removing authorized attribute on the top of the methods. When I remove the authorized attribute on the top of the methods, now see, no authorization is applied here. Yes or not? So tomorrow I have 30, 40 controllers in my code now. All my controllers require these authentications and all. Are you clearer or not? In all my cases, I require the authentication. Then you can apply controller level. You can apply application level. How to do that? Open program.cs. Open the program.cs. Here, we just called a method add controller with views. Remember, add controller with views. And at this particular method, we just require to do the change what you're expecting. What is it? Add controller with views dot. Oh, we did not import the namespaces. No? What are the two namespaces? One is Microsoft.ASP.Core.authorization. And second one is .MVC.authorization. These are the namespaces. And then add controller with views. Forgot. Sorry. For this, I need to pass a parameter overloaded method. I need to pass a parameter here. Overloaded method is. So for this, I just require to say configure dot require configure dot filters dot filters dot. No. Sorry, guys. I'm writing wrong. This is how I should write. Forgot the statements here. First, you're going to create the instance of a class called authorization policy builder dot require authentication user dot build. It'll return you object type policy. Now configure the filters dot add. You need to add a filter. What filter? Authorize filter. You need to add a filter called as a authorize filter. Okay. So you've done this class level, application level. Now starts a new problem now. What is the new problem? All controllers require authentication. Correct? Nothing will open now. See? Not opening. Why it doesn't open? Because default home controller login will home controller index will open. But it won't open now. Why? Because simply understand your home controller will open index. But that also requires an authentication now. So then it will redirect you to login. Login also requires authentication now. Did you catch my point or not? Login also requires authentication. So login will call login. Again authentication required. Again it will call login. So it keeps on calling login, 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 infinite loop. That's infinite loop. Read the error message. The request filtering module is configured to deny a request where the query string is too long. Why that query string is too long? Copy the address in the address bar and paste in the notepad. Why? What is happening? First you called index. It is calling login. When you try to log in, again it is calling login. Again it is trying to call login. Login is calling login, 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 login. This will never open at all now. Infinite loop. Because we said authentication is required for all. No. I don't want authentication for account controller. I don't want authentication for account controller. Did you catch my point? So then what to do? Go to account controller. And on the top of the account controller, write allow anonymous. Account controller doesn't require authentication. I don't want authentication for home controller also. I don't want authentication for home controller also. Come to home and say allow anonymous. I don't want authentication for error controller also. So here also allow anonymous. Are you clear? Authentication is required only for customer controller, and that too not for all the methods. Only for those three. These two doesn't require. What to? Display customers and display customer doesn't require. So here all, what will do? Allow anonymous. Actually, guys, today you have a doubt. One controller remaining three doesn't require authentication. Why this one? I'm showing you the process here. Tomorrow, your login, your home, your error will be, your account, home, and error, these three. Apart from that, you have 30, 40 controllers in the code now, and all of them require authentication. At that time, this is best. Are you clear? At that scenario, this is going to be best. Run it again. So, home controller doesn't require authentication. Okay, watch. Home controller should open. Now go to customer. Display customers doesn't require authentication. Watching. Display customers launches. View doesn't require authentication. Right? Add requires authentication. Got it, all of you? Yes or not? So when you apply it controller level, that's a little bit care you're required to adopt here. Just to see all these things you're required to go for changing the code. We have the two ways what we can just do. Okay. And now on the top of this, you write allow authentication, and not only that one, you also just required to perform on the top of the two methods also. What two methods? Display customers and display customer. Okay. Done. What next? The next thing is, guys, just watch it and I'll show you a mistake. What you click here? Add. Right? When you click on add, what is happening? Opening your login page. Now I performed a login. I performed a login. Click on login. When I click on the login, it is going to perform a login operation now, right? Login. What is the mistake? Tell me. It is go to home page here. Why are you going to home page? You just require to open the add customer page now. Yes or not? What it has to open? Add customer. So once the login operation is completed, it is going to home page. Why is it going to home page? Because all of you just watch it. If you go to your account controller, and go to the login, go to the login code, all of you check. This to our register, this to our login. Okay. For example, for understanding, better understanding, let's put some regions. Region. This is register. Hash and region. So we can just go for collapsing it like this here. Region. Login. Hash, region, login, hash, and region. Yeah. Region. What's it? Logout. Hash and region. Is only just to go for creating blocks, that's all. Nothing special about it. Here what? Region. Fields and constructor. What are fields and constructor? Hash and region. So tomorrow it will be going for easy for you to understand what is what and all. Okay. Come on. So what is the mistake I'll tell you? In the login, what you done in the login, once the login operation is completed, all of you carefully watch. Once the login operation is completed, what you people has done, this is a code you are written. That is the reason why it is going there. But is it right? No, I don't want to go there. Where you want to go? I want to go to the page what the user requested for. I want to go to the page where the user requested for. Okay. So all of you observe the code. Observe this one. Let me go for logout. Let me go for a logout. I'll go with the customer. I'll go with add customer. When I click on the add customer, where it will bring you? Go to login page. Correct? Okay. Observe once. I'm directly going to login. When I'm directly going to login, see the address bar. See the URL in the address bar, all of you. Leave this here. Account login. That is all common. What is it? Account login. But when I go to customers, from here, if you click on add new customers, see the address bar, all of you. There is an attribute called return URL. What is the return URL? The return URL is to identify from where you came here. From where you came to login. From where you came to login, customer, add customer. You want to understand the URL correctly. It's in the encoded format actually. It is in the encoded format. Copy this one. Just in the Google, just open a browser and in the Google, search for URL decoder. URL decoder. There are so many URL decoding softwares available here. No need to download anything. Just click on any of the link available. Paste your URL here. And in the bottom, it will show you the decoded format. See, return URL is equals to, understood this one? So what to do? Read this return URL now, read the return URL and redirect back to that location when, if return URL is present. If return URL is not present, home index. If return URL is present, customer, it can be add customer, it can be edit customer, delete customer. I don't know. If a return URL is available, where you will go? To the address in the return URL. If return URL is not there, where will you go? Home index. Are you guys clearer or not? Okay, so that's what exactly we just required to do now. We required to go to that appropriate location. So I need to do that. So where I need to do? I need to do in the login now. I need to do in the login. Okay. So first, what is the point I require to do is in my login page, guys, in my login page, I require to make a modification. So come on, guys, I'm just showing to go to the login.cshtml first. And here, all of you carefully watch it here. Here, what should I do? You know, first I need to read the return URL value. The return URL is in the address bar. Array, login page opens now. In the address bar, return URL is there. I need to read it. How to read? Context.request.query. You remember this one? Request.query. We already learned about it. Request.query will read you the query string value. What are you reading? Return URL. You're reading the return URL and storing it in a variable. What is the variable name? What is the variable name? The variable name is also return URL. You're just reading this value. After reading this value, we need to pass this value to the method. Sorry, we need to pass the value to the post action method. We need to pass this value to the post action method. How to pass? You're required to pass it as a route parameter. You're required to pass it as a route parameter. Just like a route parameter, you need to pass it. Okay, just all of you observe it. Form ASP action is login. You're hitting the login page, correct? And here you're required to say route. Okay, not route here. I sent you this, remember, if at all you want to pass any values, we have an attribute called ASP-route. ASP-route. So now, every route requires a key and a value. Correct? Array, what are you passing? Customer ID. ASP-route customer ID. ASP-route customer ID. I'll show you just a minute. Go to display customers page. Customers. Display customers. In the display customer, here we have 3 links now. And how did you pass the route value? See? But this is not how we passed in our ASP.NET MVC5. How did we pass? New of, open the curly brace, cust ID is equals to @customer.customer ID. That's how you written. But here how are you passing? ASP-route-customer ID. Is that attribute available like that? No. Attribute is available as ASP-route-. That's all. The attribute name is ASP-route-. Afterwards, you can put your key name there. Afterwards, you can put your key name there. Whatever key name you want to give, that your choice, you can give your own key. Now, my key name is return URL. What is my key name? Return URL is my key name. Is equals to there, the actual value should come. What is the actual value? @ Array, this one here, I'm passing it now. Are you clear? So this value will go to the action method now. This value will go to the action method. Which action method? Get the post action method. It will go to the post action method. Go to account controller now. And this is the post action method, right? That is your post action method. And in the post action method, you can just go for adding one more thing here. What is that? Comma. This is what we have in a string return URL. Return URL. Okay. Now come here and see what I'm doing. If return URL is not equal to null. If return URL is not equal to null, means if there is no return URL. What to do? What to do here if return URL is not null? What will you do? Otherwise, let's not check it. Only null. Empty string also should be checked. You need to check null. You need to check empty string also. How to check? Guys, in the string class, yeah, there is a direct method called as is null or empty. Both it will do at a time. Do you understand? Is null or empty. Of. What is the meaning? If the return URL is null or empty. If it is null or empty, what to do? Go to indexo. And if it is null or it is empty, go to indexo. Okay, na? Else. Else what? Return. There is a method called as local redirect. There is a method called local redirect return URL. Actually, guys, there is a method called redirect. Do you remember this already? We learned about redirect result. It will redirect you now. Are you getting me? So what is this redirect? This redirect method can redirect you to any page within your site, or it can redirect you anywhere out of the site also. It can redirect you to a page within the site, or it can redirect you to a page out of the site also. Now, can you understand this one? Only within the site. It cannot redirect you out of the site. Within the site only, the redirection will be happening for you. Within the site only, the redirection will be happening for you. That is what we call as a local redirect. Yeah, that time we redirected to Facebook, Twitter, Google, I shown you. But when I say local redirect, it will redirect you only within the site. What the difference if you say redirect, you're recording the complete URL, HTTP, www.google.com, something completely. But here I don't have all those things. Na? What I have here, I don't have all these things. I do have only return URL and account and return URL. That's all. Account, login, return URL. That's all. I just don't have the remaining information here. Array, sorry guys. I don't have all these things. I have only this. Are you clear? What I have? Account and login. Remaining things are not there. HTTP, all those things are not there. So then you cannot use a redirect. What I should use? It will redirect only to a page within the site now. No, sir, no return URL. No return URL, then you'll go to index. Got this? Run. See, first only cannot write here. You must understand the problem. That's why I'll add you the features there, how to do the things. Still in register also, you need to make some changes. We'll see going forward. See, I'll directly go to login. There is no return URL. Because there is no return URL, all of you, when I just try to say login, there is no return URL now. So it has to password wrong. No, at 32024, something wrong. Place a breakpoint here. Login. Okay. I did not build a. No, did I ran the code? It started, continued from the existing. Okay, maybe. Login. Login. Okay. So it is coming inside. Oh. Model state.easyvalid is false. Return URL is null. Thing wrong. So first I should read the URL here. Correct one, Okay. To read this written URL, I need to do a small change, guys. Sorry. To read this, I require to make a small change. What is it? Thing is, go to your model class. Login model is there now. In the login model, just add that return URL property, public string return URL get and set. Public string return URL get and set. Okay. So just get and set. Yes, that's what I required to do. Now I need to read the return URL and pass it. Okay, that's the mistake, guys. We need to add that property there. Let me see. Login. Still something missing. URL. Login. Spelling mistake. Spelling mistake. Case sensitive. Login. Achu@1024. Aleda. Model state is valid false. Where I'm making the mistake. I'm reading the URL here. Passing it. Not about question mark. Okay. Okay, understood the problem. Not spelling. I understood the mistake. Mistake is, okay. First we are adding the return URL here. Okay. Just let me repeat it. First step, what do you do? In the login model, add the return URL. Second step, in the second step, read the return URL and pass it here. Okay. Now third step. What is the third step? Coming to the account controller, the value directly comes to login model only. The value directly comes to login model. I don't require to pass a return URL again. Straight away the value comes to the login model. Are you clear? These values are directly coming into the login model and coming here is null or empty. What should I pass? Login model dot login model dot return URL. Login model dot return URL. So what you should do? You don't require to pass the extra parameter here. Directly login model and just actually that got updated here. Earlier we used to read it like this. The bloody hell is version to version. Yeah, they're changing up. That's what. So in earlier days we used to pass it as a parameter. Now they just used it like this. Again, mostly within 3 days we expected to get 7 year .NET 7. Again, I'm worried what the new things they'll change up again. It became a big R&D for us every day. Every year, we need to validate all these things. Also is valid false. Public string return URL. So you mean to say that I need to add nullable here? It's accepting nullable. Okay, let me see. Did I use nullable? Oh yeah, I did not. No, not nullable or anything. No, that's also not the mistake. Not nullable, yeah. It accept nulls. Why to say nullable? For reference types, nullable is not mandatory. It's not about nullable. Give a default value will solve the problem. Default null is coming here. So when null is coming, the isValid function is throwing you. IsValid is not returning true. IsValid is returning false. So just give it default value. What is the default value? Empty string. So this should resolve the problem. Null question mark should not work. If you put question mark, that doesn't work. Check it out. If you put question mark, null will come. If null is coming, that is returning false. If null is coming, that is returning false. Then what is the use of putting a question mark there? Yeah, here isValid is true now. Yeah, that is the mistake. That's all. Login model, basically, what is it checking is all this should have a value. But return URL is coming with null. When return URL is coming with null, isValid function is throwing false. But right now, isValid will not throw false because there is an empty string here. There is an empty string. Now it will come here and now return URL is empty. And here see, null or empty, both conditions I checked. Because I checked both these two conditions, watch. Succeeded. Redirecting you to index home. Log out. Go to customers. Go to add. Now see, do you have a return URL? Yes. Now going to this. Click on login. Again, isValid is true. And also watch the return URL value should be present inside of it. Got it? Now see, is null or empty will be false. Redirecting you to this location. Directly opens you the add customers page. Understood? So what is that? The mistake what we done is we did not assign a default value. When you don't assign a default value, it is taking as null. So when null comes, what is the problem? The isValid function is telling, yeah, this is not valid. Why? Null is there. So without that null, we assign the default value. That's it. Yeah. So this is our redirect URL. Okay. Now the problem fixed. What problem? From any page, if I go to login, again, it will bring you back to the same page. Otherwise, what is it doing? It is taking to login page. Where is it taking? Sorry. index page. Now, not index page. From any page, if I go to login, you should come back to the same page. Point clear. From any page, if you go to login, it has to bring you back to the same page. Back to the same page, it has to bring you. So that's what exactly you need to do in this case. Okay, fine. That is fixed. Done. So once again, step one. Step one is add a return URL in the login model. Step two is read the value. Read the value in the code. Step three, in the form tag, add the route value. Add the route value and pass it. Now come to your class, and in the class, you just check, is it null or empty? Afterwards, redirect to login. Okay. Next. The next thing is email confirmation. I already explained you this, remember? What is that? When you're registering, you enter the email. By mistake, that's a wrong email ID you entered. By mistake, it's a wrong email ID. Generally, the email validation will be done. What will be doing the email validation? Email validation will check what? Whether the email ID is correct or not. That is what it is going to check. Correct or not? See, my email ID is m.bangarraju@gmail.com. This is my email ID. So, the email text box will validate whether the format is correct or not. Yeah, correct format. But by mistake, when I entered as like this. Format wrong. No, format is correct. Whether this is a valid email or not valid email, my website doesn't have a right to go into Google and check whether this is a valid email or not. Mine is a Naresheti website here. To Naresheti website, I have an authorization to go to Google and check that. No. You logged in the you have performing a registration in Naresheti website. This is the email ID entered. This is wrong. Are you getting my point here? So what happens if it is wrong? What happens if it is wrong? Tomorrow you forgot your password. Now I'll say forgot password. When I say forgot password, the link should come now. When the email ID is wrong there, where will the link go? If another person has this email ID, the link will go there. If no one has this email ID, tell you correct or not. That is why in sensitive websites, there is an option. What is the option? You enter email ID and register, then it will send you an email to your email. It will send you a mail to the email, your inbox. So what you require to do? You require to go and just click on the confirm to say, yeah, this is a correct. See, you're given a correct email ID. Mail will come. Mail is not coming means what is the meaning? You entered a wrong email ID now. So that you can fix the problem. You can correct it now only. Understood or not? For that reason, this email confirmation is a very, very important feature that we should enable in the applications. Okay. Same way, mobile number confirmations also will be there, but very less. In India, they're not such popular. But in US and all, they'll go for a mobile confirmation also. You enter mobile number for a mobile also, they'll send you a message, and in the mobile message, you're required to go for reply yes or no. Something, if you reply yes, your mobile number also will be activated. In the table, you noticed it, in the table, it created a users table. In the users table, there is an email, and also there is a confirmed email, confirmed column is also there. Check it out. Now, ASP.NET Core knows it has to redirect to account login. The question, guys. How ASP.NET knows that it has to redirect to account login route to show authentication page. It's all built in here. That's what the authentication framework is. That what we have just discussed on that. We have just installed the authentication framework. When we install the authentication framework, all the information is available in that. So that's why the names and all are going to be important. Account, register, login. We need to tell that. The method should be same. Then it will understand. It has to go there. I don't require to do. All this is already done in the framework. We have already installed the identity framework on our machine. We already installed the identity framework on our machine. The identity framework will take care of it. Yeah, come here. If you go to the MVC code DB, go to the tables, ASP.NET users, go to edit. Email confirm, false. Same way like say phone confirmed is also there. See, I think a phone number, phone confirmed is there. Phone number confirmed is also there. Okay. So how are we going to perform this particular thing right now? How are we going to do this? Email confirmation is important. Why email confirmation is important? I said you. Tomorrow if I try your wrong email ID, then passwords cannot be changed. So that's why email confirmation is very, very important. Important thing. So when the email confirmation should be done, immediately once the registration is completed, you're successfully registered. Then immediately in email confirmation. How to do in email confirmation? To do in email confirmation, my application should then send an email to the mail ID what you entered. What my application has to do? My application has to send an email to the mail ID. At the time of registration, you entered some email ID now. My application should immediately generate and send a mail to that one. So what you should do? You should go there and click on activate button or something, confirm button or activate or something. You click on the link now. There'll be a link there. You click on it. Once you click on that link, what should happen? Immediately that has to activate, and in my table it will be changing to true. And in the login, I need to verify that again. Yes, it's not going to be one time. It has to multiple changes here. First change I require to do in the register. What you require to do in the register? Watch it, all of you. Come to register. Just watch. What did you do in the register now? Right now, if you go to register, come to register. In the register, what are you doing? Simply create a sync. User created. Success. You are simply redirecting to index home. Correct? This is wrong. Why wrong? If the user is registered, directly don't take him to that location. What to do? Write the code there to confirm the email. Write the code there to confirm the email. The 2 lines of code is wrong now. What should I write there is the code for email confirmation. Means what should I write? I should write the code for sending an email for mail confirmation. What is the process? Sending a email for mail confirmation. Are you guys clearer or not? So this is what exactly I have to do. I need to send a mail for email for the mail confirmation. That's what exactly need to be done then. Not before creating a user here, after creating a user only. Otherwise, user is created in database. Yes. After user creation only, we need to check the email. We cannot check it before. That's wrong. After user creation only, email will be checked. It will be created with the wrong email ID. That account becomes invalid. That's all. That account becomes invalid. You require to recreate the account. So before creating a user, we don't do that. We don't do that before creating a user. The user should be created first. Then email confirmation should be done. Then only it should be updated. Okay. If you want to do in the way you want, you change your logic. This will not work. Current identity framework is designed like that only. Identity framework is designed in such a way, first user creation, afterwards mail confirmation. Okay. So what to do? Now these two lines of the code has to be removed off now. See, avoid sign in manager, sign in sync. You need to remove that code now. You need to remove that code. And here we need to write the code for implement logic for sending a mail for email confirmation. You're required to write the logic here for sending a mail for email confirmation. For the email confirmation, you're required to write the logic here. Okay. Our old code is wrong here. I deleted that code. Our old code is wrong. I deleted up that particular code. Okay. So fine. I want to do one thing here. What's it? I'll write the code before. Once the succeed, a mail will go. A mail will go. That is secondary. But I need to show you some information. What information? An email confirmation link has been sent to your registered email. Go and click to activate. Go and click to activate. Some message should come. Yes or not? Okay, some message has to come. Like this, I want to show some generalized messages to user. Some messages to user. So because I just want to show some generalized messages to user, what I want to do is to show all these messages, I want to create a page first. I want to create one page first. For what? For displaying the messages. I want to create a page for displaying the messages, only to display the messages. Let me name it as display messages. I'll name it as display messages, where I'm going to create message not only here. Tomorrow, you forgot a password. You click on a forgot password link. Then also you should show a message. What is it? A forgot password link has been sent to your email. So that's way, let me come to the views and I'll add this view in the shared folder, common for all. And this page is to show you generalized messages to the user. So right click on the shared folder, add a view, browser view empty. I'll call it as display messages. The name is display messages. And not a great design, guys. Not a great design. A simple coding there. Watch. Look what I'm doing. I'm using an H1 tag title, and the title I'm sending through temp data. Next, I have a paragraph tag in a div. I'm showing a message. So from there, I'll send a message. What will be the title? Confirm email link is the title. Below that, a message. A confirm email link has been sent to your registered email ID. Go and click to activate. Same way. You have just come for a change password. Change password link is the title. And the message is a reset password link has been sent to your registered email ID. Go and click to activate. Are you clear? And I will send these messages through temp data. Nothing to do with this page. Just this is a generalized page. That's all. Create the page and leave it. Okay. Now here you need to write the code for sending an email. You're required to write the code for sending the email. Okay. How to send an email? Alright guys, if you want to send an email, you need to do a lot of changes in the code first. The first thing you're required to do is you just required to install one package for sending email. You're required to first install a package for sending email. What is it is? See, to send an email from your application, first install MailKit package from NuGet Package Manager. MailKit is the package name. Okay. So first install, because you want to send mails now. Sending a mail, you need separate classes for it. So tools menu, NuGet Package Manager. Search for MailKit. Guys, have a look. MailKit. Okay, na? MailKit, an open source .NET mail library for Windows, Mac, Linux, and mobile platforms such as iOS and Android. It will work for all. So click on install. Okay, now I'll write the logic for sending an email. Okay, watch it, guys. When you want to send a mail, actually, you need some few things here. What's it? Two important things are required here. I said you here, how the current identity framework is designed is, first the user is created. Then a confirmation mail is sent. Why the create a user account? If the user is not created, how do I link these two things? What do you mean? First user should be created. Every user has a unique ID. Now I'll send a mail, and that mail should have that unique ID. With that unique ID, I'll link you back to your mail now. Sorry, your account now. If the user is not created, see, suppose email confirmation is done immediately. No. Why? You are trying to register your email confirmation mail is sent. You did not click on the registered email. You may click tomorrow. You click on day after tomorrow. You may click on after 3 days. Who knows? Are you clearer or not? Until you click on that, your account will not be activated. Now see, understand, you open the application, registered, mail is sent. What is the guarantee you'll immediately click on the mail link now? Until then, will the application open and sit like that? No, application will close. Now mail confirmation, you click on that. There is no link now. So for that reason, first you will create a user account. Every user will have a user ID now. That user ID will be present in the email link. Tomorrow when you click on confirm, based on the user ID, it will understand who is the user now. For every user, one unique ID will be there. And with that ID, it will identify this confirmation link is corresponding to which user, and it will activate that particular user's email confirmed as true. Right now, false is there. It will make it as true now. Is the point clear? That's why first it will create a user. So actually, the email confirmation link requires two parameters here. The email confirmation link requires two parameters. What are the two parameters? The first parameter, what it requires is, what it is going to require is user ID. The second parameter is token. What is this token? Token is also a key value, guys. Whenever an email confirmation link or a change password link or any of these particular types of links are sent to user, it will maintain one unique key value. It will maintain one unique key value called as token. So these two things should be present. A token should be present. So two things are important here. What are the two things? One is user ID. Second one is token. How do I get the user ID? How do you get the user ID, guys? If at all you want to get the user ID, once the user is registered, user ID will come to you automatically. Once the user is registered, you'll automatically get the user ID. How do you get the user ID? You can just say identity user dot. That's the user. From where you'll get from the database. You'll get it from the database actually. Once the user is created, you'll get the ID from the database. Are you clear? Identity user.id. But what about the second one? What is the second one? I said you token. One token is required. The token should be generated by the application. Means the token is to identify from which location this token is been coming from. Means different parts of the country people can register. From which area, from which machine. Okay, it is not a robot. For identification of that particular thing, these tokens will be maintained. So these are the second thing what you require. So all of you carefully watch it, what I'm doing. First, where token is equals to, I'm generating a token now. How to generate a token? To generate a token, user manager dot generate See all of you. Generate email confirmation token. Generate change email token. The same way, generate change phone number token. Generate password reset token. Like this, different tokens are there for you. So now I'm using a generate email confirmation token async. That is the method what I'm calling. For which user? For the current user. So pass identity user. Pass the identity user. Okay. Next. Where I'm declaring one more where confirmation link. Confirmation URL link. What is confirmation URL link? The mail should contain a link. You click on the link and it gets activated. The mail should contain a link. When you click on the link, it has to be activated. Confirm email URL link or confirm URL link. Something. Confirmation URL link. Any name you give. How to generate the URL? Generally, URL should come what? https:// your site name / the action method you wanted to call. Controller name / action method name / token and user ID. Two route parameters now. Two routes are two corresponding values. What are the two corresponding values? Token, user ID. Okay. So here I need to generate this email link here. How to generate? To generate a link, we are provided with a class called URL there. In that, there is a method called action. URL.action. URL.action. Okay. So here I need to pass some few things. What is it? What is the action method name you want to call when you click on the link? What is the controller name here? And what are the route parameters? What are the route parameters? How to pass new of and the route parameters. What is the link it has to? When you click on that, what is the action method it has to call? When you click on the link, you're required to write an action method and write the logic to change the value as a true in the database now. Change the value as true. Some method I want to call, what method? Confirm email. It's an action method. We need to write it. We did not write this one. We require to write the method. Which controller? All the logins and all these actions will be under. It's complete. All these things will be in the account controller. And here, the route parameters. Okay. How to pass? The first route is user ID is equals to. Where is the user ID? Identity user dot ID. Second one, token is equals to. You already generated a token, remember? Stored in a variable. What is that? Token. Token. Comma. Next, request. So these are the two things. Comma. And afterwards, you're required to pass protocol. What is that? Request dot. Request dot. What is this? Scheme. Request dot scheme. What is the request dot scheme? Basically, this is to tell the protocol here. This is to tell the protocol. Actually, when I say request dot scheme, what it will do, you know, this will identify the protocol and for the URL will have the protocol automatically. If you're running an HTTPS, the email link also will have https:/. If you're running an HTTP protocol, it will be http:/. We require a request.scheme. This is going to generate you a confirmation URL link. Are you clear? This link should be sent to mail now. Okay. Without writing the code for sending a mail here, without writing, I will write a separate method for sending a mail. I will write a separate method for sending a mail. Okay. So hash region. Send mail, hash and region. I'll write a separate method, guys, like a private or a public method, a public void. Let's name the method as send mail. Let's name the method as send mail. And here I just wanted to send the mail here. For the send mail method, I just need some information here. One is the user details and also that email that URL link. I need the user details and also I need the URL link. Why the user details? From the user details only you can pick the email ID now. Email ID is present under the user now. Okay. So these are the things what I just required. Okay. So for this send mail, I'm just going to pass some parameters. What are the parameter? Identity user, some user, comma. Second one is string, the URL, string URL. Third one is what should be the title? String title. Why do you need all these things, sir? Why do you need the reason is I'm going to use the same method for sending an email for change password also. So title should change now. So that title, pass it here. So come here, simply call that method now. What method? Send mail. Pass the 3 values to it. What are the 3 values? First one is user information. How do you get? Identity user. Second one, URL. What is URL? Confirmation URL link. What is the title you want? The title I want is email confirmation link. See, tomorrow we'll go for writing a change password code. Then also I'll call the same method. Are you clear? But I'll give you a title here. Change password link. Okay. Once this is completed, all of you carefully watch what I'm doing. Temp data of title is equals to email confirmation link. Okay. Next. Temp data of message is equals to what is this? A confirm email link has been sent to your registered email. Click on it to confirm. Click on it to confirm. And then I'm writing finally return what view? Return view. Which view? 10 minutes back we have done that. Display messages. So what will happen? Any email, a token will be generated, a link will be generated, and will send you a mail. Once the mail is sent, it will redirect you to display messages and the data will come. So what is pending for us is, the pending for us is we need to write the code for send mail. Are you clearer or not? Okay, once we write the send mail method tomorrow, the same method we can use for change password also, remember that. Clearer? Let's stop here, we'll continue tomorrow. We'll write the code tomorrow for sending a mail.